Merry Christmas, YouTube. Future22J is back at you with another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, drop a like on this video, share the video, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Trade Block at Future22J is. Here I have one of the most talked about sneakers in both a good and a negative way, in the Nike Mack Attack Cactus Jack. Now, this shoe released on December 19th for the retail price of $120 US. And the reason why I say that this shoe was highly talked about over the internet is because there were sneakerheads that were paying a substantial amount of money for this silhouette compared to the OG that released in June of this year. The only difference between the two is the backwards swoosh and the embroidered Cactus Jack on the back. There were people that was paying maybe $600 to $700 plus. Meanwhile, you could have gotten the original version that was maybe $200 at the least. So those that was paying those crazy prices, it's your money, you spend it how you like. I'm a Travis Scott fan, but bro, it's never ever that deep with me. To those who don't know, this is the Nike Mack Attack. The model itself originally debuted back in 1984 by John McEnroe. If you guys are familiar to the Air Jordan 1 story, they was trying to ban Air Jordan 1 because it didn't fit standard guidelines of the NBA. This was the exact same thing that this shoe did for the sport of tennis. The shoes that tennis players wore back then were all white. The greatness that John McEnroe produced on the tennis court, it eventually got to the point where they couldn't help but to allow him to wear this shoe. Popularity of this shoe around the 80s was wild. We haven't seen a retro since 1984. So with that, this shoe is one of the cultural staples in the sneaker community. So of course, a lot of the older OG heads would gravitate towards this shoe and would want to put it in their collection. I really wanted the original pair that released back in June. In all honesty, with the climate that the sneaker community was in, I really thought that I was going to be able to grab for retail, but that shoe sold out, and there was no way I was going to pay $200 plus for one, a model that I've never tried before, and two, for a silhouette that retailed at $120. That shoe just isn't worth it to me. So a couple of months later, not only did I end up hitting on the Mack Attack in the original colorway, but I hit on the Travis Scott implement, which is so much better for me because I'm a Travis Scott fan. So let's get into the specs. Checking out the bottom of the shoe, you can see we have an all light gray outsole. The patterns on this outsole is quite different than what you ever seen on any Nike shoe, and I really like how they have the stars wrapping around the entire outsole as well. Coming up into the midsole, there isn't a continuous stitch. It's not wrapping around the entire shoe. It kind of stops midway at the toe box area. That is another feature that I have yet to have seen on any Nike retro ever. We have gray leather predominantly covering most of the shoe, with variants of a black and gray mesh on the toe box and on the mid panel for ventilation purposes. The Nike logo in gray on the back, and underneath we have the Cactus Jack logo embroidered in black on the back heel. On the lateral side we have the Travis Scott swoosh in black leather. Meanwhile, we have a Nike swoosh in regular format on the medial side. Coming up into the tongue, we have an all white nylon tongue with the black and blue checkerboard finish with a Nike overlay in red, quite similar to the same checkerboard pattern that's on the top of the lid. I was reading up on a lot of articles back on the Mack Attack in the 80s, and this checkerboard finish was at that point one of the most drastic things that people had ever seen on a shoe. Small characteristics like this that's so common that we don't even notice, but at the time this was something major. This shoe does not come with any type of spare laces. They just come factory laced with the gray laces that matches the leather with sizing. Now, if this is your first time ever trying to Mack Attack, I have to say that you need to go true to size with it. With the mesh at the bending area and with the leather being so soft at the toe box, very roomy and spacious, so you won't have any type of pinky toe pains or anything of the sort if you do go true to size. That sums up the entirety of the shoe. In the comment section below, you guys, let me know what you think about the Nike Air Mack Attack Cactus Jack. I'm happy to have caught this shoe for retail, but I also have to recommend that, bro, if you're just in need to collect all of the Travis Scott silhouettes or collaborations, I feel you go on and do what you gotta do. But in all honesty, don't go out and spend $200-300 on this shoe, bro. This shoe retailed at $120. It's not worth any more than $120. Now, if you are like myself and you like to have the things that stands out and the things that catches people's eye, yes, the Travis Scott silhouette would be the silhouette to grab amongst the two. But when it comes down to a price point, if you're just looking for a sleek gray sneaker to wear, there's many more out there at a cheaper price. If you want it and you have to pay resale, just patiently wait. I promise you, you're going to be able to get it at a very good price. But you won't get it at a good price for long, because we all know how Travis Scott shoes do over time. That sums up the review. My name is Future22JS, and always know that there's no ceiling to your inner potential. This was my review of the Nike Mack Attack Cactus Jack. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to leave you guys with an on foot Merry Christmas to every last single one of you guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Be sure to dream with your eyes open, and always remember that your fear ends when your faith begins. Peace.